please listen carefully. At approximately 9 a.m., staff reported unusual behavior from a student. This student, you will know them by their constant, unwavering smile, has been observed exhibiting abnormal physical traits and influencing others in ways we do not yet understand. Do not engage with the student who always smiles. Initial reports indicate that prolonged eye contact with this individual triggers involuntary facial muscle contractions in observers. Victims begin to smile uncontrollably, their lips stretching beyond natural limits. The skin at the corners of the mouth splits, yet they report no pain, only an overwhelming urge to keep smiling. If you see the smiling student, look away immediately. Further observation has revealed disturbing physiological changes in those affected. Teeth begin to shift, elongating and sharpening over time. Attempts to manually close the mouth have resulted in severe lacerations. Do not attempt to help those who have started smiling. The smiling student moves through the halls at an inconsistent pace, sometimes appearing in multiple locations simultaneously. They do not speak, but those who have smiled for more than 5 minutes report hearing whispers, phrases like, "It's better this way," and "You'll understand soon." Lockdown procedures are now in effect. The student's original identity is unconfirmed. Yearbook photos from previous years show their face, but the smile was never present before today. Faculty records list no such student enrolled. Custodial staff claim to have seen them standing motionless in empty classrooms after hours, still smiling, long before this incident began. Do not trust anyone who tells you to smile. The affected are no longer recognizable. Their eyes have darkened, pupils dilating to absorb all available light. They are drawn to the original smiling student, gathering in silent clusters. Attempts to restrain them have proven ineffective. They do not resist. They only smile wider. Final advisory: cover your mouth. Do not make a sound. They are listening for breathing. The lights are failing. The doors will not hold. It's better this way. This is an emergency message from Blackwood High School. At approximately 8 a.m. this morning, multiple staff members reported seeing a student matching the description of Lucas Mercer, a senior who passed away in a car accident last November. Security footage confirms an individual wearing Lucas's Letterman jacket, the same one buried with him, entered the building through the east stairwell. The individual moves normally, but doesn't breathe. His skin is dry and stiff like paper left in the sun too long. When spoken to, he responds in Lucas's voice, but there's always a 3-second delay, as if the words are being pulled from an old voicemail. Teachers noted his eyes never reflect light. They remain solid black, even in direct sunlight. At 10 a.m., the fire alarms activated without cause. During evacuation, Lucas was seen standing motionless in the center of the hallway. Students who made eye contact reported hearing whispers in their ears, always Lucas's last text message to them word for word. Those who touched him say his body is cold and hollow like a plaster cast. When the nurse tried to take his pulse, her stethoscope picked up only a faint, looping recording of Lucas laughing. As of 12 p.m., Lucas began approaching his former classmates. He asks them to confirm his memories. Was my locker number 217? It was. Did we have a test on the day I died? They did. If answered correctly, he thanks them. But his mouth doesn't move when he speaks. If answered incorrectly, he repeats the question, leaning closer each time until his lips split vertically at the corners. Do not acknowledge him after 3 p.m. Around this time, his movements become erratic. He begins speaking in reverse, his jaw unhinging slightly with each word. The school has been evacuated, but Lucas has been observed exiting the building through closed windows. The glass doesn't break. It liquefies as he passes through. His shadow no longer matches his body. It lingers in doorways for hours after he's gone, twitching if anyone steps on it. Parents, if your child reports seeing Lucas, do not ask for details. He is drawn to repetition. At 4 p.m., calls began flooding in from residents near the school. Lucas was seen standing in their backyards, facing away until they said his name. Then he'd turn, his neck rotating 360 degrees, and ask about the accident. If you hear knocking tonight, do not answer. It will be 3 quick raps, the same pattern Lucas used on his girlfriend's door the night he died. The district is working with authorities, but as of this broadcast, Lucas Mercer cannot be contained. He doesn't respond to physical contact. He doesn't blink. He doesn't stop smiling. Lock your doors. Turn off the lights. Do not speak his name. Good afternoon, parents and guardians. This is an urgent message from the Maple Creek School District. At approximately 10:17 a.m., an unidentified substitute teacher arrived at Ridgeview Elementary. Staff records indicate no substitute was scheduled for today. Administration attempted to verify credentials, but the individual insisted they were assigned to Classroom 3B. Students in Classroom 3B reported unusual behavior. The substitute does not turn their head to look at children. Only their eyes move independently in slow, deliberate rotations. Their shadow does not match their movements. When the substitute walks, their shadow remains still. When they stop, it twitches. At 11 a.m., the fire alarm sounded without explanation. During evacuation, several children reported seeing the substitute still inside, standing at the window. Their shadow was not cast by the sunlight. It stretched in the wrong direction, toward the children. Do not approach the substitute if you see them outside the school. They have been observed near residential areas, always just after dismissal. Their shadow no longer resembles a human figure. It is too tall, too thin. The limbs do not end. If you see the substitute at your door, do not let them in. They will say they're there for parent-teacher conferences. They will smile. Their teeth are not arranged correctly. All their shadows are missing. Lock your doors. Turn off the lights. And whatever you do, don't look at what's waiting in the dark. It's not the substitute anymore. This is an emergency message from the Pine Brook School District. At approximately 10:17 a.m., an unidentified individual assumed the identity of Mrs. Eleanor Voss, a fourth-grade teacher at Pine Brook Elementary. This individual is not Mrs. Voss. The imposter closely resembles her in appearance and voice, but there is one critical difference. It does not blink. If you are in a classroom with this individual, remain calm. Do not draw attention to yourself. Do not make direct eye contact for more than 3 seconds. It will notice. It will smile. At 10:23 a.m., several students reported that Mrs. Voss's lesson had changed. The subject matter was incoherent. Repeated phrases about opening the eyes and seeing the colors beneath the skin. When questioned, the entity claiming to be Mrs. Voss tilted its head at a 45-degree angle and asked, "Why don't you want to learn?" The real Mrs. Voss has been located in Classroom 4B. Her eyes have been removed. The sockets are too wide. She is still breathing, but she will not stop whispering. It's still in here with us. Do not trust any teacher who does not blink. If you observe this behavior, do not speak. It will mimic human speech, but its words are wrong. The sentences will be backwards. The voice will crack in ways a human throat cannot. At 10:42 a.m., the lights in Classroom 4B began flickering. Witnesses reported shadows moving independently of their sources. The entity stands perfectly still during these events, watching. Its pupils have dilated to cover the entire eye. If you hear giggling from the hallway, do not investigate. It has left the classroom. It is looking for more students, more eyes. Lock all doors. Turn off the lights. Stay silent. If you see it standing in the corner of the room, do not scream. It will tilt its head again. It will ask, "Can you show me how to cry?" This is not a drill.